Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, November 30th, the day of our Courtyard partner drop. Very, very exciting day. I know Clemente is jazzed up today. Has to be. Clemente, you feeling better today, buddy?
I feel phenomenal. I got 8.5 hours of sleep. I took a cold shower this morning. I don't need any coffee. I'm fired up. I'm ready. It's a beautiful day out in New York. Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the Clemente that I get excited to work with every day. We got Nick on the show right now, dressed in his Pokemon garb, ready for the Courtyard drop. How you feeling right now, Nick?
I'm ready to go. Why is it?
Can we see those gloves?
Does audio sound weird?
It sounds like normal.
Look at those gloves.
Okay, we're good. What's wrong with these gloves?
I don't know, man. Why are the fingertips open?
Go look at what Ash Ketchup wears.
What Ash Ketchum does, player.
Ash Ketchup.
Dude,
Go
Ash
look it up.
Ketchup. He puts he needs the fingers available to open up the
Pokemon
ketchup,
ball.
The ketchup. Where are the Pokemon balls, by the way? Do you have them, Pia?
I got the Pokemon balls. They're in the prop box. The prop box.
That's unfortunate because I wanted some of them this morning.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to discuss the continued Solana NFT pump and if it is showing signs of slowing down. We're going to talk about the GRAPE coin pre-sale kicking off and if this is overhyped. And then lastly, the new building in public approach from the DeGods team. Nick's laughing because T. Ward, BoDoggos whale and traditional collectibles collector, really badass guy, said crackhead gloves. Other commenters are saying less family-friendly comments than crackhead gloves. So yeah, shout out to everybody watching.
Molester is one of them. Someone says small hands. Another person says kinky. So they're into it.
They're into it. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, as I sort of already mentioned, we want to take a quick moment to shout out our amazing partners over at Courtyard. Today is drop day, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing our collaborative drop with Courtyard, and we're starting the allow list wave at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so in just under 3 hours. All winners were emailed by Clemente directly yesterday, so if you won, you have a guaranteed mint from 12 to 1:40 p.m. Eastern time, and all you need to do is connect your ETH wallet to courtyard.io. And get this, you have to pay with USDC on Polygon, or you could even just use your credit card or Apple Pay if you want to go with the fiat on-ramp. But the key thing is if you're going to do USDC, a lot of people have made mistakes in the past where they send USDC on ETH. As we know, Courtyard is on Polygon for gasless, frictionless kind of trading of these collectibles. You don't want to pay like a $20 gas fee to trade these Pokemon cards. And so this is USDC on Polygon. And if you didn't get allow list this time around, Courtyard set some packs aside strictly for a public sale, which you can participate in at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So don't fret. There will be some stock available at 2 p.m. EST for non-allow list folks. Last thing, we're going to give away 2 of these packs on the BoDoggos Twitter and on Nick's Twitter. So go check out the pinned tweets that are on the Twitter Spaces stage. Clemente's got both pinned right now to see how you can win. Big shout out to Courtyard. This is going to be a jam. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nick?
So I didn't mean to clear my throat, but you can retweet the video from yesterday with me going around handing out cash in the dangerous Washington Square Park, offering people cash. People were rejecting me. It was a risky activity, but I survived. I made it through.
Well, there you go. And Nick, actually, we were walking and a guy tracked us down on his bike. And I think someone else had told him like, hey, those 2 guys are giving away money. If you give them $10, they'll give you $100. Cause he rode his bike over to us and, kind of like, he was like, oh,
he was like passing by. Oh, Ash Ketchup. Ash Ketchup, is that you? And I was like, it's me. And he's like, can I play your game? And
he immediately did the $10 one.
Yeah.
Got the $100, then turned around and walked and rode the bike in the opposite direction. So he was passing by, but actually rode to us and then turned around and came the same way that he came from. So yeah.
There we go.
There you go. Well, look, Signal, why don't we just dive right into the weather report? How's it going this morning, Sig?
It's going good, man. You know, Nick, those gloves, I feel like while the green says Pokemon, the style says Karl Lagerfeld. So, you know, you do you. The gloves are cool. If I was on stream, I'd support you with my fingerless gloves as well. So you keep styling them. But guys, it's the weather report. It is Thursday, November the 30th. Market volume, it's looking beautiful. It is 22.9 million. You got Blur at almost 18, Opensea almost at 4, but it is Solana taking the gold medal with 9.7 million. Wowza. Theo, we should be really getting a pew pew on the Solana volume right now. Thank you. Absolutely killing it. Onto the market leaders. Most of the leaders actually in red on the ETH side. You got DeGods down 3%, Apes and Azuki down 2%, but it's Pudgy Penguins up a whopping 10% to 6.9 ETH, getting close to an ETH all-time high. Other movers, we ridiculed it, but it has come back strong. Michelin Explorer Club is up 90% to a 0.3 ETH floor. You got Matrix 2061 up 42%, and Grapes just pulled back down almost 50% or 1.7 ETH floor. But why is that? Well, because it's the big news. You got the GRAPE coin pre-sale. It's kicked off this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern with GRAPE NFT holders having a 4-hour window to buy up that 0.75 ETH of GRAPE coin. Following the window opening, the GRAPE holders can participate in the pre-sale. The golden ticket guys, they can come in at 11 a.m. But grapes are down to 40% to 1.9 ETH floor. Over on the Solana side, things are just getting hotter and hotter as more Ethereum whales just become first-time buys. Solana's 24-hour NFT volume has surged to 9.6 million, which is a 4x from less than a week ago. MadLads, which we've been talking about on the show for the last 2-3 weeks, has hit a new high of 164 SOL. DJ and Ape Academy up 42%. Tensorian's up another 22%. And most SOL NFT collections are up at 20 to 40% pump, including BoDoggos. Over on the PFP side for Ordinals, Gordon Gunner has been officially onboarded into the Ordinals with Taproot Wizard. He took his wizard shower early this week and yesterday had his custom wizard inscribed. This is absolutely huge for the Ordinals community and Taproot Wizards as a whole, who are expected to become the #1 collection on Ordinals by a landslide. And then lastly, Frank and the DeGods team are back on Twitter and they are embracing the building in public approach. They rolled out that website. They're letting holders vote on upcoming product launches and giving feedback, voting on priorities, and lots more. You got DeGods and Ute President applications also closing today. So get them in if you want to be an applicant. DeGods at 3.2 and Ute at 0.65. That is all for the weather report. It is chock-a-block out there with news. Back to you, folks.
Pio, are you ready to get graped?
Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, the updates from the Daily Digest are posted to X platform every morning and pinned up top. They're emailed to anyone that subscribes at thenifty.com. First story, blockchain interoperability platform Wormhole has raised $225 million in their latest funding round at a $2.5 billion valuation. Nick, you are extremely well connected in the VC and fundraising world. What do you make? What do you make of this funding announcement? Are you, in your world, seeing a turnaround in, the kind of availability of VC funding for startups?
Well, 225 million, I'm gonna tell you, that's a pretty big funding round. That is not normal. What is Wormhole?
It is an interoperability platform for the blockchain.
It's a swap. You can send ETH to Sol, Sol to ETH, Bitcoin to ETH, etc.
Oh, interesting. So this is like it's a bridge.
Yeah.
Or a DEX.
It's a decentralized bridge. There's no counterparty. It wraps for you.
And so you could take like ETH on ETH and swap it to USDC on Sol, for example.
Correct.
Which is very interesting.
Very interesting.
So that's pretty cool. Dude, 225 million. Had they raised money previously?
No. This is their first raise.
Wow. And are they live right now? Can you go to Wormhole and actually use it looks like
Wormhole's been live for the better part of 2 years.
Have you used it?
Yeah.
So, but why do we end up using these other things in order to swap? Like why is it not suggested that we go to this on a regular basis?
This one's a little confusing, to be honest. Personally, like if you're not very well versed in the cryptoverse, it's not that easy. Like that's why I like Sideshift or Simple Swap. I press 2 buttons and then the currency is just there and they take a small fee. There's no, I think the fee is extremely small on this, but like you get wrapped. Like if I send Sol to ETH, I get wrapped Sol on ETH and then I have to go unwrap it. If I send ETH to Sol, I get wrapped ETH on Solana and then I have to go unwrap it. Like there's extra steps that make it a little bit more difficult.
225 million is quite a significant fundraising round. So I'll be interested to see what they release in the coming days. Quick note, unrelated to this. Well, I don't know if there was any other commentary that we were looking for on this wormhole situation. I mean, all I can say is this is a massive round of funding. It's nice to see that this capital is in circulation, that we're seeing investment deals. 225. I mean, you can do a lot of damage with 225 million.
I'd say so.
I mean, that's more money than we would know what to do with, to be completely honest. Like, I don't know, like what maybe we would buy a studio. Like, would that be the first move, is like acquire a literal studio? I feel like you could buy a Hollywood production studio with that much cash potentially. I don't know. Like you could definitely get a special effects team, you know, just full-time employed, maybe even make a little mini Pixar movie if you want to throw it in there.
I mean, definitely. Doodles bought an actual production studio for definitely less than 225 million bones.
Oh, I think it was probably like 10 or 15. Clemente, you're not coming through.
Okay, well, I was going to say they raised 54 million, and they were able to buy Golden. I believe it's called Golden Wolf.
Golden Wolf.
I mean, that sort of deal. I think. Well, Golden Wolf also still continues to have revenue through their, I don't think Doodles is their exclusive client, is my understanding. Anyways, there's a lot you could do with $225 million. But when you're hiring engineers, that adds up to approximately 10 engineers that they can hire. So that's that's like kind of the difference between those different two areas, is that they're now basically going to hire 10 engineers with that capital and hopefully roll out some products. The release that was shared there on screen of the DeGods. Well, actually, hold on. One thing was like the way Signal described the Gordon Goner situation with Taproot Wizards, to me, was a little bit too fawning. Like there was just too much. Are we just all waiting on Gordon? Is that the situation? Gordon and by BoDoggos, after I tweeted at him, not even recognition of that tweet, despite tons of interactions. And I mean, I think it's bullshit that he even follows me at this point in time. He
should unfollow you.
Did G Money respond to your tweet?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Get him a dog today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm just saying, you know, Gordon, I feel like his relevance is fading. That's kind of, although he gets far more engagement than any tweet that we ever do. So
his relevance is fading despite his incredibly strong performance consistently.
His relevance is fading on this show. Okay.
Okay.
I don't I don't know. It sounded like you had a crush on him. That was the degree in which you were describing the situation. And I don't know. I've just had enough of this.
There you go. Well, we got Bunny, ladies and gentlemen, with his brand new camera joining the video feed. He looks very confused.
Dude, I'm disoriented. It's on a weird angle, and then my mic.
You put it at that angle.
Can you not pull the mic closer to you?
It's hard to do, Nick. That's a hard thing to understand.
Better, Nick?
It is a little bit better.
Is the mic arm too short for you? Because you're really hey.
Bunny, the camera points at you, and you want it to point at you so that you're in the frame, so you're not like on that side of the frame, right? And then you bring the mic to your face, okay? So anyway, we'll get it going. I'm trying to get through this daily digest update, ladies and gentlemen. So next story.
His audio, by the way, is coming through Twitter Spaces and not through this video or something, is what I feel like.
I don't think that's the case, but it's very likely he's on the wrong mic. I'd say that the likelihood of that is
I'm not on the wrong mic.
Oh, that
He's
sounds
on the right mic. He's on the right mic.
I'm on the right mic.
one thing we do have to do. We have to update the firmware on his Roadcaster if you want to get really detailed. But anyway, next story, Basie, Bored Ape Yacht Club Trippy Astronaut has sold for 138 ETH. I actually thought Spencer bought this, but I'm pretty sure it was not him. And that marks a recent high sale for the collection. That is a hell of a sale right there. 138 Ethereum. That's like over $250,000 bucks.
God. Oh, shit.
Nick's impressed. Solana collections, Lotus Gang and Lily are both up 4 to 5x after a tweet that they have been acquired by Fuddies. Easy, what does this mean that they're getting acquired by Fuddies?
Fuddies is a sweet project that's by a well-known trader in the space, Rain. And yeah, it looks like they got bought out, I guess. There was some speculation of inside trading that occurred because the project pumped 200% before the news, and then it pumped another 200% before retracing.
What is
Yeah.
Sweet?
Sweet, the blockchain?
Oh, that's a separate blockchain.
Yeah, it dropped right around the same time as Aptos and lasted about 72 hours for excitement before falling off. But this is the #1 project on Sweet. And then they bought this. I guess. We love Fuddies. Yeah, we do love Fuddies.
So why is it called? Why does the document here say Solana collections, Lotus Gang, and Lily are
Because
both
Lily and Lotus Gang are in fact Solana collections.
So what does that even mean? I don't understand what.
All right, let's break this down.
Fuddies is on Sui, and the other projects that they acquired are on Solana.
Okay,
I'm glad we have Bunny here to explain it like you're 5.
that was well. It was confusing. It was confusing. I'm going to be honest. The way that information was delivered, I'm not the only one that was confused.
All right, who else was confused, Nick?
I'm sure there's some commenters on YouTube that can back me up on not understanding what the hell they're even talking about. Let's move on to the next story because I got some commentary on some of these other situations, but let's keep it going.
Next story, our ETH winner of the day is Michelin Explorer Club. They pumped 90% to 0.3 Ethereum. You got commentary on that, Nick?
I mean,
Dude, those look hilarious.
these are so stupid.
I like them.
Well, why don't you buy one? What are you
He
gonna
already
do with
did.
this right now?
I like
What-
it that much.
Like, what are you gonna do with this? What?
You get
Well,
this-
what's the utility?
Can
get
you
this
imagine this in a frame in your house, though? Like, you have guests come over, they walk in, and this is in the frame right
I
at the
feel-
doorway.
It'd be pretty disturbing. The way the body moves and its overall shape is pretty concerning. It doesn't even look like the Michelin Man.
No.
It's literally exactly. Nate weighed in and said why they walk like that, though.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Nate, for the insightful question. Bunny,
It looks like a combination between Invisible Friends and like the Stay Puffed Marshmallow guy.
Well, congratulations to the holders of Michelin, whatever this project is called, Michelin Explorers. The on an unrelated note, when you're talking about, can you imagine walking in the house and seeing this? You know what I've been checking out recently
what?
is a Super Soaker, the OG one from the 90s, a Super Soaker 50.
Super 73?
No, Super
That's an
Soaker.
e-bike.
No, I know there's a Super Soaker Super 73 that just slaps. And I mean, if you're pulling up around New York with that thing, I feel like people are going to think you're a drug dealer.
No, I was thinking actual Super Soaker that you could frame on your wall. How much do you think those are going for in box? The
Like
inbox
a
one?
vintage Super Soaker from the 90s?
Yeah.
$500?
Okay, well, it's not that much. It's like $200. But
There's a sick framing shop near where you live that would do a really good job of framing that thing.
this one is $250. You got to be careful when you're looking at some of these different things. Like some of them put them back in the box after they were used, which is pretty ridiculous. But I thought it'd be cool to have one of those framed. That's what I was thinking. Someone said Nick going full. It's a little creepy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just listening, in honor of our partner drop with Courtyard, Nick's wearing the Ash Ketchum hat and gloves. That is the main character of the Pokemon series, if you're unfamiliar. And some people were weighing in with comments like, grown-ass man wanna be 10 so bad. And, other comments that imply that Nick is trying to attract a younger generation as a 41-year-old man.
Well, I don't know that younger kids are interested in this stuff, but when I was walking through Washington Square Park, some guy with a guitar was like, "Oh my God, it's a middle-aged Ash Ketchum," and I was like, "Exactly, exactly. You understand it."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Last story from the Daily Digest, ladies and gentlemen. Over $1 million. Get this, over $1 million has been bridged to Solana using Phantom's new updated cross-chain swapper since it launched. This just launched. We talked about it on the show. Shout out to our partners at Phantom. Can't say I'm surprised. The superior user interface is on the Phantom wallet, especially the mobile wallet, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, really dope. We used it for in-person transactions too. Really, really good stuff. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those are your updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. Again, you can subscribe at thenifty.com. It's also published to X platform every single day, or Monday through Friday, I should say. First story to dive into, GRAPE Coin presale.
Get graped.
This morning, the holders only presale began for people that hold the Grapes NFTs. They were able to allocate up to 0.75 ETH, 3/4 of an Ethereum for the presale. And the Grapes have since naturally dropped 40%, as happens after people kind of redeem their NFTs for the value component. We also have the golden ticket presale coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Easy. What do we know about the GRAPE Coin sale? What are your expectations for this? Is the Binance Mafia going to get involved in this one?
I think the Binance Mafia does, in fact, get involved. I mean, I think that's kind of the backing. I'm torn on how much I want to put in. Like, that's my big debate here. Because right now,
do you have a Grape?
No, I have gold tickets.
But isn't it only 0.25 ETH that you can put in?
Yeah, up to. But I'm like, do I want to even put in 0.25? Because this is like, yeah, this is the big test right now. And I know Tanner's going to yell at me about it because he's absolutely printed on this damn thing. For me, though, it's like, if this disappoints, all of this speculation right now on tokens for games is basically just going to quiet down. Like, this has been, Meme Coin did really well. Now we have Grape. There's a few others. Now I'm like, not sure. It's also like, yeah, he's torn on how much money I want to make. It's, I don't know. That's like where I'm really having a tough debate.
So you're in your mind, you think that buying 1/4 ETH of this token is going to be worth less than 1/4 ETH later today?
No, I think we'll get back. But it's like, I'm looking for a 2x here minimum. Like, I want half an ETH on the other side, and I want it quick. Like, I don't want to think about it.
I want that fast cash.
This is the most unreasonable perspective I've ever heard. Okay.
No, I mean, I'm just like, I think there's better plays to make 2x your money. That's kind of my like gamble
on a
here.
6-hour time horizon. Like, I guess I don't understand.
But we don't like, do we get all the tokens right away? That's the real question.
Maybe Clemente would know the deets on that. Clemente does not know. He's unprepared.
What is I did see that it's a BEP 20. Easy. Do you know what that is?
I have no idea what that is.
Ethereum's just, Ethereum's the most out to lunch ecosystem right now. We got the BEP 20. We got the, this, that, and the other thing 20. Yeah, I don't know. L Style said, LOL throws ETH regularly at complete shit. Debates now about putting 0.25 ETH in to like an actual quality thing. Zane Ghaziani, the BoDoggo of the day from the other day, said, I need a 2x and I need it in 20 minutes. Very reasonable commentary here. Well, look, we're going to have to see what happens with GRAPE Coin. If the Binance Mafia gets involved, you never know what's going to happen. Oh, Bunny with the hand raise, the visual hand raise. What's going on, buddy? You're muted. You're just so muted. Bunny, you are muted.
You're muted. Click
we can see the logo on your screen.
See that you are muted. On the software, like on the screen, use the physical mute button. Here's a little pro tip. Use the physical mute button on the Roadcaster. But that's not what you need to do now.
Okay,
there we go.
I didn't mute it. I never pressed mute. I don't know how I got muted. Anyway, BP20. It looks like it's on the BNB smart chain. It's like an extension of ETH on the BNB smart chain per Google.
Well, thank you for the technical breakdown from Bunny, ladies and gentlemen. Love to hear it. Next story. The ETH to Solana migration is continuing. In the last 24 hours, we've seen Solana NFT volume surge past $9 million, which is up over 4x what it was just a few days ago. Most collections are seeing a 20 to 40% pump, with MadLads officially up 2x in SOL in the face of a SOL pump since Nick bought. I love how Clemente put since Nick bought. I bought one day after Nick. I guess I'm just chopped liver.
I was the one that made the call, driving you to make the purchase and driving a large portion of this market. I'm going to actually take credit for the entire ETH to Solana migration. I wrote a guide.
You did have the guide
at that point in time, and that guide called out the collections that you need to be buying. I excluded Tensorians, which
so
was
you're the single user. You're the lone person that caused this.
Pretty much. Solana was nothing until I showed up.
Okay. This checks out. This checks out. Buddy, do you want to share the bet that you made about if SOL volume flips ETH volume?
Oh, yeah, I'll eat my own shit. There's no chance. There's no chance that it happens, right?
He's on multiple recordings stating that he will do that if SOL 24-hour volume flips ETH.
Keep that conversation on your show. This is not the type of space where we discuss those things. Okay, that's just inappropriate.
Well, look how clear the video is. So we heard that in HD and saw the statement in high def.
I did hear it. It's still disgusting, but I just want to get back to the hard work that I've been putting in to actually bring the ETH maxis over to Solana, and they are capitulating one after the next. I got to be honest. We have been driving that narrative. I have been carrying the weight of the market as it applies to that transition, easy. So that's something that I just want, look,
you've done a lot of really good Solana content. You've been a Solana bull since pre-FTX days. You went to Breakpoint. So yeah, you're basic. And so many people knew who you were there. You are the Sultan of Solana.
I realize that it's causing a little bit of pain and resentment right now, but stand by for 1 sec while I explain.
Okay, I'm waiting.
The distinction here, you've been targeting Solana audience and creating content for them. I've been focusing on bringing the rich people, the rich, pretentious people from Ethereum,
the pretentious douchebags,
to bring them over to Solana. And that's what I've been focusing on. I've been going to dinner after dinner, having sexual favors for people on the Ethereum blockchain because
been having sex with people.
They need. Well, that's what they require.
This is a serious show, Nick. We cannot be doing this.
That's not inappropriate. I'm just letting you know the way that business is done in modern times.
Wow.
Okay.
You guys appear to be shocked by that. Like this is the way that business is done, people.
No, this is totally fine. I do appreciate you onboarding the exit liquidity. It means a lot.
I think what you may be missing here is this ain't exit liquidity. This is the new bottom. Okay.
Wow.
I think what we're flushing out is those the $5 Solana people who want to make like 20 cents. And we're moving on to we're putting on big boy pants. Okay. And that's where now the new floor, it's measured in ETH.
I like the sound of this breakdown. Claynosaurs just let everybody know that not all heroes wear capes, and threw a Claynosaur on Nick's iconic CryptoPunk sweatshirt meme. I have a serious question for Nick, and then I want to hear Easy's take too. We've seen MadLads have an unholy pump in both Solana and US dollar terms in an extremely short time frame before we even see all-time highs in the crypto markets. Okay. And me and Nick were at dinner last night with a very notable thought leader in the crypto, NFT, and quite frankly, other industries. Okay. It was just a very notable dinner in general. And we were just
people noticed us at that dinner, even in the restaurant. We had some people walk by and say, "Is that Nick?" And I was like, "Yes, but do you see who I'm having dinner with?" And they're like, "I don't know who that guy is." Okay,
well, ladies and gentlemen, the other times I talk about people recognizing me in public, it's true. They certainly did not at this restaurant. This restaurant was a little bougie. But anyway, what we were discussing is that we are pre-all-time high right now, and that things can get pretty weird post-all-time high. How high is the MadLads NFT collection destined to go? if it already 2x'd up to 150 Solana buckaroons, how is this 1,000 Solana in the making with Solana at $300? How high are we going to go?
Well, so these are now, wow, $10,000 each.
They minted for $180 or something like that.
How much did I buy this for, Easy?
Sol was what, 75 Sol at $50 Sol?
Yeah, I think it might have even been lower than $50. So I think it might have been like, oh, okay.
It might have even been a little higher, 55. Because we haven't dipped under 50. Like I wanted to see under 50.
Well, I went from 37.50 to 10 grand. Let's go.
Yeah,
so
not bad.
We're actually kind of nearing the expected target here. But if you want to hold now, what you're holding on for is the actual bull market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So
like
the bull market price on this, what did DeGods go to, Easy?
Oh man. DeGods hit 1,000 Solana. Like I think all-time high for them in USD was like 36 or 38K.
Damn. And that's before Solana matured as a market, like Nick was
That was
pointing
when
out.
Sol was still trending down, price action wise. Like honestly, man, MadLads could hit $100 million.
Okay, be serious. Be serious.
I mean, I would say 60, 70K.
You think $60,000, $70,000 for one MadLad?
So think about this. If Sol goes to 250, $300, right?
It's going.
And these trade at 200 Solana. That's kind of the math. So I'm not saying these things go to 10,000 Sol with Sol at $60.
My ape's worth $1 million if MadLads go to 70K.
It's two totally different situations, dude.
No.
Like they don't have to go one and the other. That's the big thing. MadLads has a cryptocurrency exchange.
They're gonna flip apes.
Yes.
They're better than apes.
Their literal mantra is punks, apes, then lads. They know their spot.
Oh, and
okay, well,
and same thing.
Real quick, look, who's the most popular person from Yuga?
Gordon
Goner.
And he's no longer at Yuga. Point proven.
Well,
So
He's
the
now a
reality
Taproot
is-
Wizards.
He's exactly. And so what I'm saying is like it's very clear to me that he's trying. He's realizing that we're on our way out from the Bored Ape side of things, and MadLads are the future. It's just definitive at this point.
I mean, look, in all seriousness, the fact that people are accepting punks, apes, MadLads kind of says it all. I mean, that's a pretty elite place to be as a project. I think Easy's pretty reasonable with what he's thinking about. 200 Solana, MadLad, $300 Solana, 60 Gs. I like the sound of that. I think that's very interesting. That's a 6X from here.
I like that ROI for me. Bought it for 3,200, make 60 grand.
But that's nothing Nick's not used to, is the funny thing, you know?
That's what we're talking back. We're bringing back the NFT bull market, and I deserve it. Remember that.
You only bought one though, right, Nick?
Yep, that was a giant mistake.
I mean, dude, it's with NFTs. Like, so I'm grappling with something. It was 12:30 a.m. last night after dinner, Nick, and I almost deployed like 14K. And I was like, I had 2 alcoholic beverages at dinner. It's like 12:30 a.m. Maybe I don't just deploy 13 grand right now, you know? Maybe I don't do that, you know? And so, but I'm really struggling because there's a project, there's a collection that I view as an inevitability. But all of a sudden I've burned through near 25 Ethereum in like the past 5 weeks. And it's like, well, that's a little bit of risk. That's a lot of risk. And I have to remind myself, the thing I'm most bullish on from a price perspective is the Solana token.
25 ETH.
No, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's over 10 that I've suddenly kind of
there's
burned
a
through.
massive gap between 10 and 25. So
Well,
how much was
I had 25 total.
It's about 30,000 United States dollars of a difference there.
I bought the MadLad with ETH. I bought a half a dozen little pudgies the other day with ETH. I bought 3 shrapnel operators with ETH. I bought the Jack Butcher collection that everybody just completely, you know, blows their load over with ETH. I bought what else? Why I lit 0.2 ETH on fire with the thing that literally went to 0. That is like the wildest thing I've seen in a long time.
Went to 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, for that thing to just go to zero within 40 hours of me buying it, I was like, what the hell? It's not a shit coin. Or, I mean, I guess it was, but
No,
anyway.
it was. Yeah,
When
quarter
mutant?
ETH down the drain.
When mutant? I thought you were buying a mutant, dude.
No, dude, he's buying MadLads.
The
dude.
MadLad, bro.
Better upside. He's gonna probably cop more Claynosaurs.
I bought a Claynosaur with ETH too.
What is the point of a mutant right now? What are you getting? You didn't get the bathing ape drop.
You know what you get? The hope that Machi buys it for an insane amount of money one day. That's what you get.
Okay.
It's the only collection that has that like inherently built in.
I don't know if he's going to keep buying them. I do like his overall tone. The fact that he's going one-on-one against Animoca Brands is pretty funny. Like just one guy in Taiwan versus the organization of Animoca Brands. I like that arc. Okay, so the mutants are still where they've been. They're 5.5.
Haven't moved.
They haven't moved.
Haven't moved.
Yeah, they haven't moved. What's
Never
the board?
even thought about moving.
$1,000, which is so the same as a Mad Lad. And which one are you more interested in right here? The answer is obvious.
It is obvious. It's
Mad
got to.
Lads.
And I'm not.
Mad Lads aren't that high.
I'm not fading. I'm not. You're right, Bunny. They're a little bit less, which makes it even more compelling. I'm not fading Yuga Labs and Bored Apes at all. What I'm actually doing is the same thing that people do to Bitcoin, which is smaller number theory, which is that number is smaller. So it's more likely for that number to go up, right? That's the same reason why someone won't buy Bitcoin, but they'll buy AVAX. You know what I mean? Because it's a smaller number. I mean, it's not a Bitcoin, right? So at this point, am I just not allowed to say the word Bitcoin on the show, ladies and gentlemen? I got commenters.
A single comment can't go by without you feeling triggered and them going off.
L Styles, come on, give me a break. Give me a break.
So real quick, Bunny, it basically is the same price. If you run the math, it's $10,000 on a Mad Lad. It's 11.
A little bit more. Yeah, it's 11.
It's 11 on a mutant. So it basically is the same price.
It's close. We'll see. I am not bearish on Yuga Labs. I just, Mad Lad's like the premier collection on the premier NFT blockchain. I feel like it's going to go up. What's this sound? What's that sound? What was that?
Was ridiculous.
I'm going to say it's Bunny somehow. Somehow I'm going to say that sound was Bunny. Bunny.
No.
When you're not talking, Bunny, press the red button on the Roadcaster that mutes the mic, please. And it'll make you feel like a real radio guy, too. You're pressing buttons and stuff. It's cool. Anyway, next story.
Mad Lad even have merch?
That's a great.
They do. They do.
I've never seen one T-shirt. Not one T-shirt.
So they gave their merch as NFTs, and you could redeem it. And you know what they did? They gave it for free. You know what Bored Apes do? They charge for it. All right? They make you go to an event in another city and say, hey, pay $250 for this 1 of 44 bathrobe that you're never gonna wear.
I like the bathroom.
You got to fly to Hong Kong to do it as well.
Just to get, and you know what you got to do? You got to fly to Hong Kong and camp out for 16 hours on the streets of Hong Kong to maybe get a shoe that's not even your size.
Yeah, and then you make $1,000 per fucking T-shirt that you bought.
Or you just buy a Mad Lad for $3,500 and make $7,000.
You also had to get a passport because you never left the country before, apparently. Next story.
New Jersey.
DeGods and Frank are back. Okay, so Frank and DeGods are
talk about.
DeGods and Frank are absolutely so back on Twitter, and they've begun taking the approach of building in public. They created a website where holders can provide feedback, vote on priorities, and more on upcoming launches and roadmap deliverables. They're also moving fast on their presidential election for the presidents of DeGods and Utes. Nick, as a longtime entrepreneur, you got what?
We got to read the exact question that's in here.
What are you talking about?
We got to read the exact word. Go ahead. Read it off. Read off the document.
No, just take the mic. Go.
Read off the document.
No.
As a longtime entrepreneur with experience working with these kinds of startups, what do you make of Frank and DeGods' new approach? That was the question that was in the document that Clemente wrote. The thing that I was going to say is, first of all, did you notice the software that they're using to vote on things?
No, I didn't.
We released that 2 years ago. Did anyone care about that? No.
I'm gonna. In general, the answer to that is no across the board for everything. So there you go.
Basically, so people are able to vote on the features that get released. I don't know. Are they just mock-ups or are they actually develop products?
That is live. The other ones are not. So they teased all the mock-ups.
That's not a product. That's literally using someone else's software to let you log in and vote on things.
Yes. No, none of the other products are currently done yet. That's what they're voting on.
Their actual products are live.
That is a correct statement, Nick.
Okay. Dude, people are talking to me about this. Look, I want to apologize, Pio.
What are you apologizing for?
Because apparently I was a douche. Why did I make fun of the call sheet?
Are we actually? Are me and Clemente getting defended? What do you mean, Blake? Blake, what do you want me to? I'm running a professional operation over here. What do you want me to do? Just wing it? Come on. Anyway, Nick.
So, anyways, what I was going to say about this is, dude, my biggest thing is shout out to them for doing something. That said, they're in a tough place here, and where they have there's a couple of challenges. One, nobody wants MVP products. They don't want it. They're just not interested. They want finished stuff. Okay.
But do they want any products at all, or do they just want either an opportunity to gamble or the price to go up?
They just want the price to go up. That's all that matters. And I'll tell you what they don't want to do is they don't want to sit out in the street for 6 hours waiting to buy a pair of sneakers in Hong Kong.
It does seem like they do want that, though.
Well,
the sneakers sold out immediately. All right, okay. Back to fucking DeGods.
So, look, the bottom line is you can't win in this space. The best thing to do is nothing and to give people things for free. Those are the only two things that people want. That said, if what you give them is a product that does not give them money
or the opportunity to gamble,
or even if the opportunity to gamble didn't work out for DeGods.
What you mean with Points Parlor?
Yeah.
But wasn't the prize for gambling a physical product? And they don't really want that. Like proper gambling.
They had Aesop soap, pair of Crocs, a Tesla.
Did NFTs eventually, and they copied our functionality with that.
But that was the issue. It was so limited NFTs. They gave away some Rec League stuff, which had a floor of 0.005. Like the main thing was like it wasn't big prizes. Like you got to think when you have a chase in there. Like dude, we gave away a MadLad when MadLads were 50 SOL and SOL was $16. Like whoever won that thing, if they sat on it, they're just sheesh. We gave Klanos at 20 SOL when SOL was at 22. Like you need some good hits. That's the big thing. Like some absolute bangers. And sadly, it was all just partnered stuff.
But do you see anyone coming back to us saying thanks for the MadLad? Really appreciate it.
No, they sold it right away.
They immediately dumped it like like look at this person. Yeah. Starve 3. Much love to Easy, Pio, Nick, and Kicks for pulling this. Follow up unstated. I'm gonna dump this. Like, that's basically what the follow up is for it. This guy could have held on to it and made literally $10,000, but instead,
well, don't roast Starve because he was giving us a shout out and he was using our platform. I mean, most people
$50. No, I will roast him. I'll roast everybody in our community. I do it all the time, dude. I don't give a shit. Look,
yeah, that's because you're a pretentious trust fund baby, Nick, who's been sugarcoating everything like a powdered donut. Okay.
What does that last part even mean? Sugarcoating everything like a powdered donut? What
he doesn't sugarcoat everything. He does the opposite. Signal has her hand raised. Let's get some reason into the conversation. Signal, what's going on?
No, I kind of feel for Frank, to be honest, because it's like you're damned if you do, if you're damned if you don't. If you give physical prizes, nobody wants a Tesla. If you give an NFT, then people are like 12-fold. Sorry. Yuga Labs for the next puzzle, the prize is a 12-fold piece of art. I literally saw someone fudding this, being like, it's an illiquid piece of art that's worth 32 grand, but I still can't get it. And it's just like, there's no, like, it feels like the founders or whoever they are can't win, whether you're giving physical products or not giving physical products, or you're giving money, but then people don't come back and say thank you. It just feels like it's a no-win situation. And even what DeGods is doing right now, trying to include the community on whether they should progress with detox or DID profile and all this stuff. Like, at least they're trying something different. There's been other founders in the space where, you know, you're seeing these long-term community members who've supported them from the beginning, just being like, I've completely lost faith in that team, saying that on the timeline and switching to other PFPs. And I don't think DeGods is there yet, but as long as Frank keeps trying and trying publicly, I think that gives him runway for 2024, but just like being silent and not saying anything, that's probably the worst thing he can do right now.
I actually think, well, the reason for him that it's the worst thing that he can do is that he came out with a lot of promises. See, that's where Frank has been penalized, is that for the longest time, it started as we're going to flip Bored Apes. That was the entire like objective.
The rallying cry at the beginning.
Exactly. And that to me was the thing that like the catalyst for everything. And the price kept going up. And so people are saying, wow, that's incredible. That's pretty crazy. And then they started delivering things. And the things that they started delivering was initially they switched to art. They dropped Utes. They switched to art again. Now they're switching to art on Utes. They're switching to art again on DeGods. So they keep changing the art. So that's one thing that's consistent. And then what he did communications wise was develop hype to be like, we're about to launch something that this space has never fucking seen. I remember like that tweet, what video with like the guy who was sitting at the whiteboard and was like, just like mind blown. I can't even believe.
You're talking about like the Mark, you don't know shit video.
Whatever
Yeah.
you think you know, you don't know shit. Mark Coulter. It went like hyper viral, and then when it actually dropped, everyone was really mad at him.
Well, I'm sure he couldn't win in that situation either, because I'm sure that they were like, we're going to build this points power thing that's going to be sick. We're going to literally give away a Tesla. And he's probably like, yo, that's crazy. I would have also been like, that's crazy, in that moment.
Giving away a Tesla is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. And the NFT market was like, we want to gamble like now. Like, I want to just gamble right now.
I will say
deal the cards.
We said we were going to release a PFP for ETH, and we still haven't released that yet. So that is something that we look. You can get stuck, and we got penalized. But what did we release instead?
The best Solana collection ever
on the best blockchain for NFTs.
I
Period.
will say though, you got to look like sometimes the best thing to do is nothing at all. Like quite literally,
Azuki.
Well, Quex on Solana went from 0.7 to 50 SOL, and they literally say we're just ducks. That's all they are. It's just ducks. They're just a pixel PFP that a bunch of people are buying because it's just a good network of people. They're just ducks.
I think that's the place to be, honestly, is to just tell people, like people ask us, what's the utility? And we're like, it mows your lawn. What's the utility?
I mean, there's objectively no, like I was talking about this last night too, like a MadLad is 10 grand right now. And I have a MadLad, right? If I spent I could buy a car for $10,000, and that's going to
2008 Honda Civic, probably in this market.
There's some car that I can get for $10,000, and I can drive that car and it will get me places. You know what I mean? I'm sure some NFT people would sleep in the car. And it's like, that's like actual utility. It's going to be very hard to compete with that utility. It's very strange to me that people buy an NFT and they go, what's the utility? What they're really asking is what's going to make the price go up, because that's all I care about.
It's hard though. I do empathize with him. Yeah, it's fucking tough. I just feel like,
of course it's hard. And Frank is trying extremely hard, which is really good, and trying to drive the space forward and trying to set examples. It's quite frankly, he's very good for the space. It's literally the opposite of bad for the space. He's taking swings. He's taking risks. He's gauging market response. It's very, very important that we have somebody in the space that does that and is willing to take the risks that he's taking. I'm going to be fascinated to see if there's traction. Nick?
I'm so skeptical now after like having gone through this process with software and just people not like really, or having a period of excitement and not having, like, it's so difficult. And what he's really on the path of is saying, how do you build a product that has retention? And the only reasonable thing that has worked for any period of time was FriendTech, and FriendTech immediately like rugged and is a complete scam. And everyone who was tweeting about it is an absolute foolish scam artist. So that's like something that I've seen in this space. And so that sort of thing happens over and over again. The thing where FriendTech messed up was they didn't keep the Ponzi going like Blur has done. Blur is one of the few that has managed to keep the execution running. Maybe the only one. Do we have any other examples of anybody that's released a product that has an NFT that's continued to like?
No, there's no example. There's just no example. There's none.
MadLads is the only one that exists at this point in time where people are like, wow, they actually have sick software engineering, and the narrative is like actually built around that.
MadLads has the best shot. And then I'm going to get a lot of backlash, not from the audience, but from the panel here. Taproot Wizards will, because two technical co-founders, one of which is a technical monster, Eric Wall, and the entire army of progressive Bitcoiners behind them. A lot of potential there.
It's still tough though, and I don't think people are buying Taproot Wizards because of the software.
No, of course not. Of course not.
And so that's the thing where, like, that said, I mean, hopefully it pumps. So can you actually trade the Taproot Wizards right now?
No, they're not out yet. They've been building the hype for like near a year, I'd say, at this point.
So crazy how long it's been. I think we were at it was being discussed at
last year,
right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, that's just so ridiculous. I don't know. Anyways, I empathize with Frank here. I think it's just freaking tough at this point in time. And I think what's difficult, the one other person that's done a good job but is not software related is Pudgy Penguins.
Yes.
And I think Pudgy Penguins, that Luca's great at narrative, great at sales.
That's the bedrock is the communication. That's just the iron foundation or whatever, like the brick house level foundation, you know?
And he keeps repeating the same thing over and over and over again, saying, here's what we're going to do. And then he goes and does it, and then keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
He's potentially the best in that space. If there's someone that honestly potentially deserves to flip Bored Apes, Bunny, I'm going to say Pudgy Penguins.
I bought a half a dozen Pudgy Penguins yesterday, and last night at 12:30 a.m. as I was like, am I about to deploy 7 Ethereum into a big Pudgy 2? I was like, I think I have to.
They're all-time high USD and ETH value.
Bunny was offended by the same one.
You don't need a big Pudgy Penguin. I've seen a lot of people do this. You get a little Pudgy, you zoom in on it, you make it your PFP. Nobody can tell the difference. You save like 6 ETH. It's like a $12,000 savings.
I do think you're
Thank you for that tip.
I do think your little Pudgy's bet PO is better unless
it's already up.
Unless you want the flex. Then
you say the flex, but there's only 10,000 big Pudgies. There's 20,000 little Pudgies, and I think there's something about the Premier Collection. There just is something
there
about.
Always is. It's the first one, but think about what you said earlier in the show. The little number theory. What goes up more? Little number theory. Like, that's the main thing.
I think percentage-wise, it'll probably be big Pudgies run first. The same that we see with Bored Apes. Mutants trail behind. What was the multiple? Used to be 3-to-1 or something like that. Was the number
5-to-1?
5-to-1.
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 Okay, so let's say that it's at $50,000. Well, now you got that's an argument for little Pudgies to be $10,000.
Even now, it's an argument at
So
14K.
5-to-1 ratio was largely dependent on the airdrop being 5-to-1, though, right?
Fair.
I forget what the multiple the multiple was, but the bottom line is, I think that and at one point I think it ran as high as maybe 3-to-1 or something like that. But I don't know. I think the I don't even know what that is. Cerulean City.
That's a Pokemon. It's a Pokemon reference, Nick. Real quick, speaking of that, I just want to take a quick moment. So we have our partner drop with Courtyard happening in 2 hours, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Today's the drop day, ladies and gentlemen. Big drop. All winners were emailed by Clemente directly yesterday. If you won, you have a guaranteed mint from 12 p.m. Eastern time to 1:40 p.m. Eastern time. All you have to do is connect your ETH wallet to Courtyard.io. And get this, you have to have USDC on Polygon for the frictionless Courtyard experience. No gas, etc. No fees. It's on Polygon. So remember, if you're going to pay with USDC versus a fiat on ramp, it has to be USDC on Polygon. Easy mistake to make, right? To send over ETH USDC if you're not frequently doing USDC payments on Polygon. So just wanted to mention that. If you didn't get a allow list this time around, Courtyard did think of you and set some packs aside strictly for a public sale, which you can participate in at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Last thing is we're giving away 2 of these packs on the BoDoggos X account and the Nick Nick's X account. So go and check out the pinned tweets. They're pinned on the Twitter Spaces stage, and you can just follow the instructions in those for a chance to win a free
I'm gonna
pack
be
from
buying.
both. Hell yeah. So
I'm
talking about.
excited. I actually, although I want the physical.
Well, yeah, because you're old. I saw, so Sammy, I think he's like an ambassador of Courtyard. Someone asked him if he was going to redeem his like valuable Courtyard NFT for the physical, and his response was like, no, like, too much friction. And I was like, wow, like Sammy, that's like a badass comment right there. It's like so like modern, So I really enjoyed that. Anyway, we got Nick dressed up like Ash Ketchum on the video feed, ladies and gentlemen. If you're only listening to the show, that's a reality there. Look, we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out with some quick hitters. Easy. What are you looking at buying right now in the ETH or SOL NFT market?
I'm still holding my AOF first on ETH. ETH on that side of things, like right now, it's a little bit tough. I like the little pudgies because they still feel like they're lagging at the moment. But on the SOL side, the main things that are lagging was what was hyped last month, as crazy as that is. It's like all these idle to earn games, Heist, Reavers, some others that haven't pumped as much. Aside from that, though, it's like I want to wait for a pullback across the market if we get one. Like that's the tough part is like everything's up 100%. Everything. It's like projects I haven't even heard from and God knows how long are up 100%. And a lot of people did start taking profit today, which is unsurprising. So I think we're going to see these like ebbs and flows here at the moment where the market does kind of trade back and forth. But the speculation for me is like if Solana pumps into the 70s, we get a pullback, Solana cools off, NFTs heat up again. So you're kind of just trying to trade this like back and forth. The ETH side is a little bit more tough right now because with GrapeCoin happening, we saw that pullback literally 42% overnight on this announcement with the token dropping. Like all eyes are basically right now watching those games that have tokens. And I'm like, if Grape disappoints, all of these things draw down. And that's where I'm really interesting to start looking at like projects that do still have a token upcoming, good backing, but pulled back because of that. One thing I am interested in, honestly, is Creepz. As crazy as it may sound, because of this PortalCoin thing. Like it's the same team. So I'm curious, like if they announce allocation for Creepz holders.
Wait. Creepz is the PortalCoin team?
You didn't know
Dude,
that?
holy shit, dude.
You didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Oh my God.
You didn't know that?
Dude.
So is this sorry, I want more information on this. Is this a completely separate project or is it affiliated with Creepz?
It's
affiliated with Creepz.
Well, it's a token out of their business.
Yeah. Out of the ecosystem. It's part of the Creepz ecosystem. Super Duper is their parent company, and it's part of that.
It's a token out of their business. Yeah.
So Creepz is a video game NFT-based project, and this token's for video games. Interoperability across games.
Well, this makes this more interesting. This whole it's still a scam though.
Yeah. So please retweet and quote tweet me and Nick's tweets so people can be made aware that it is in fact a scam.
We got our guys.
Are you at Easy?
I think I'm level 7.
Oh, I'm level 8 with 94,000 points.
Damn.
How much money are you guys gonna make off this? I haven't done this at all.
Not a lot. I
No,
bet it's like 50 bucks.
do not. They're literally going to make.
Oh, I'm level 10,
$50.
Nick. I'm level 10, Nick.
maybe
110,000
This
points.
is bullshit. I haven't gotten a tweet from Nick in the last 2 days because I muted PortalCoin and Portal. So I haven't seen any of your tweets. I hate it so much. But
You
anyway.
muted Portal. That means you probably muted the NFT morning show, dude. Like, come on.
The one good thing that has come from this PortalCoin farming is people think that the Nifty portal is PortalCoin, so our spaces get extra engagement, and bots quote tweet us and add comments to try to boost our engagement and get engaged with themselves. So that's the one good thing.
That's pretty good. Oh, is that why the Bitcoin show got botted the other day randomly? Maybe somehow it all right, anyway. I love Clemente coming in, Daddy Nick
Angry.
Yeah, coming in angry. We got Daddy Nick saying Clemente's such a boomer. Take risk, dude.
Tipcoin was, I think, more annoying, to be completely honest. Clemente is just, I think he's more emotional about it because he's been traveling and he took a red eye and it was tough. It almost killed him taking the red eye. He
looked
almost,
bad yesterday.
he almost died just from lack of sleep.
Sure he did. All right, next quick hitter, ladies and gentlemen. Bunny, are you buying or paying attention to any shit coins right now?
No, I got an NFT that I like. Benders by Bandit is like a small art collection, and it's like glitched on OpenSea right now, right? So it looks like it's unrevealed, but if you click the actual NFT, it's like it's an art project. It's like I don't even know if this is going to be a good flip, but it's a small supply, and I like legitimately like the art.
We got to put your phone in another room, and that'll be one of two tiny things that we have to do. We got to update the firmware on the road, and then we got to put your phone in the other room. But this is interesting. So you bought it at what, 0.03 Ethereum? And by the way, I'm only using Blur forever now. I was always like supportive of Blur, but it took me a little bit to be like, I'm never using OpenSea again.
You warmed up to it.
I'm never using OpenSea again. I really need to communicate this. I'm never using it again. It sucks.
I use I like
sucks.
OpenSea like aesthetics better. So if I'm not buying and I'm just like window shopping, I'll go to OpenSea. But if I'm actually buying, then I go to Blur.
It's easier to see the image on OpenSea. I'll give them that, I guess.
Well, you
I
can
don't
change
know.
your settings in Blur to make the picture bigger. Like if you're a picture guy, you can make the picture huge. Like it is an option.
Right, that reeks of effort. I'm not going to like go to the settings and figure out how to do that.
You
There
press
is
a
a
single
pro
button,
version
dude.
of OpenSea. I saw Farouk link it the other day. I guess he's at pro.opensea.io.
Okay, people are telling me OpenSea Pro. Okay, I guess I'll check it out.
Have you used it? The thing's terrible.
I don't know. Blur is good. Let me tell you that. Blur is good.
Wait,
And
but now you like it. I thought it was a confusing interface before.
I've been wicked. I called Pac-Man our version of Mark Zuckerberg. Like I've been a Blur supporter. I just wasn't. Well, first of all, during the bear market, I was just plowing money into Bitcoin. I wasn't buying NFTs, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm a Blur person now.
Why do people say that OpenSea Pro sucks? What's wrong with it?
It's worse than Blur. It's just not as good as Blur.
Delayed transactions,
Yeah,
like the refresh rate's really bad, so like listings will be sold, so you end up having to go above floor. It doesn't aggregate both Blur and OpenSea as well. There's just some like price discrepancies too. So and like the sweep functionality tends to just burn gas because if it misses one, you'll get to burn the gas fee on that, and then it'll also fail a bunch of times. Like it's just poor smart contracts from what I've experienced. I've lost more money trying to use it, and I've given it an honest effort. Right when it launched, I was using it in speculation that we'd get a gem airdrop. And I used it for about 6 hours until I was like, this is actually just a terrible experience.
Isn't it crazy how awful ETH is? Like
Terrible, dude. Terrible.
The
You
only
press
thing
one button and it works on Solana.
You know,
It's just in your wallet.
Portals are still on ETH. You know that, Nick, right?
yeah, we're don't worry.
We're working through that, okay?
We're working through it. But real quick, in all seriousness, the part about ETH that now is tough for me to stomach is actually the gas fees, which is what Solana people, like for the longest time, had a very, very, like the message from the audience on Solana would say like the ETH user experience is not good. But then if you dig into it, it always came down to gas fees. It was really just gas fees. And when Solana was like $26, you could easily pay a $26 gas fee on Solana. On Ethereum, 1,000%. So people are like, I'm not going to spend one Solana just for a transaction fee. And plus, in your life, where do you ever pay a transaction fee or any fee for $26? Like you got free shipping on Amazon.com. You got, free shipping everywhere. You're rarely paying a fee like that.
Western Union.
Okay, but yeah, sure. On your remittance payments, when you're sending money to your family in Ecuador, and you should be sending it via crypto. But anyway, I mean, to pay $100 transaction fee is preposterous. It's completely ridiculous.
And what happens when ETH trades 10K? That
Exactly.
0.005 is going to be $100. Like, that's a thing.
By the time ETH's at 10K, you got to think like sharding is completely done, right? And they get rid of the gas problem. That's like what they say. I don't
We've been
know.
getting rid of gas for the last 5 years.
Just saying,
Dude.
that's what they say, dude. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Also, I'll take the gas fees because NFTs just pump harder on ETH. Like,
you're not wrong.
I'll give you that.
You should have bought a MadLad. You're not wrong. Signal?
I would say, guys, lay off ETH, okay? Just the only person who's been championing Solana since 2021 is Easy. He got so much shit from Nick and everyone for buying the most ridiculous collections.
Oh, well, that's
and he
true.
supported that
He still
the whole
does
time.
that.
Everyone on stage and in the audience made a
This
fucking
guy.
fortune on Ethereum over 2021 and 2022, despite what gas was. And while I agree that everything you're saying about Solana is true, and I do think Solana is completely poised to have an absolute rip this year and next year, I don't think shitting on ETH just because it's lagging right now is a reason for us to do it, because we've got collections on there, we support artists on there. It's a great chain to do something. And I just think like we should be chain agnostic. Every chain has its problems. Solana, people will complain about. Easy, don't come back at me and try and rebuke this. But Solana, people will complain about, I don't know, it being down or an inflationary token. Ethereum will be that it's high gas. Bitcoin will be it's slow. Every chain has its problem. But at the end of the day, pick a chain, pick multiple chains, make your fortune. I don't think we need to shit on them at the same time.
Jose Maddox said the adult came into the room and told y'all.
Well,
Funny comment right there.
ETH doesn't need any defense. Okay, that's the reality. I feel like Ethereum can fully withstand
Our commentary.
a little bit of time where they're taking some heat.
You gotta admit too, like gas is a feature, not a bug. Sometimes, like Bunny is right that price pumps way harder, because when someone throws $20 into a shit coin, they don't have the ability to sell it for 6 cents. I watch people trade 30,000 United States dollars on Solana to make $3 to $7 multiple times a day. I witness it over and over and over. I watch the chain on the shit coins, and it happens all day.
So you are right about that, and so I like the idea that gas is a feature, not a bug, when it comes to that side of things, which is pretty awesome. The other thing I was going to say, we haven't been fading Solana. We were fading Easy's degenerate gambling was the thing that we were talking about. But we bet on Solana, and that's something that we've been supportive of.
Massive bet
since the beginning.
You guys hired me when I was only on Solana, so there is certainly a bet there.
And we've been saying all along that Solana is definitively something that has the potential to run. It turns out that we basically made the best pick possible. And where did that come from? It came from seeing Easy, and the community that was engaging on there was bigger than any other blockchain in existence, despite there was a moment there when Frank fudded the shit out of Solana and decided to leave the blockchain entirely. And which
Someone in the Discord just goes, Easy wasn't a bet, he was a hedge.
That's a funny comment.
It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, that is a fair statement, and it is a hedge. In this space, you got to be hedging on multiple chains. At this point, the current hedge appears to be AVAX is another level that we're operating on. But I don't see the same level of community operating there, whereas Solana just has such a strong community, and it's fun to make fun of the people there because everybody's poor. Unless they own like MadLads and stuff like that. Someone said Nick in 2021, Solana's for the poors. Nick in 2023, Solana's still for the poors. Like I want
to. Well, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we wrap on that? T Ward 20 said somebody needs to make an OMB style video with Nick's take. The thing is the Solana audience is not as petty as the audience on Ordinals people. You know I love you guys. Are Bitcoin. Come on now. I'm sure somebody's going to cut this and then just have something where I get my head chopped off by a chainsaw or something, which is like that's like what's in their videos is they're like, yeah, and then you're going to get murdered. They're going to throw you off a building and you're splat on the ground. I think it's funny. Make a video. It'll be fun. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, one last reminder that our drop is happening today with courtyard.io, people. Allowless mint is starting in an hour and 46 minutes. Clemente is ready to cook. He's been working so hard on this. 12 p.m. Eastern time. Public sale happening at 2 p.m. Eastern time. What else do people need to know, Clemente?
I'll tell you.
I'm going to go ahead and literally veto that.
No,
because you'll say some wild shit that's not true.
I'm not. This is the logistics I want to get into, Clemente, but I want to be clear about why the hell someone would even buy this, basically.
Okay.
Which is why I'm buying it and why I think it's really cool. So if you're not familiar with Courtyard, basically what they've done is they've enabled a way to tokenize your actual physical Pokemon cards and other collectibles, which they have, and it's stored in Brinks. because they actually got funded by Brinks. They have a partnership with Brinks, which most people cannot afford to do this because it's so expensive to actually store your collectibles at a place like Brinks. They have a partnership with them. And what you can now do is if you go buy this, you have the option of either just reselling it immediately in their marketplace, holding on to it and hoping that the price goes up and you don't need to store it at your place, or you can actually burn it to redeem it and get it shipped to your apartment, house, whatever, cardboard box, whatever you live in. And that part of it seems pretty cool for me. I don't own a lot of physical collectibles that have value other than there are some art pieces that I got during the NFT art run. And I've been enjoying taking a look at actual physical collectibles. It's just like an accessible way to go and have something which to me feels like a piece of art, and it's something that has character. So if you were someone who enjoyed playing Pokemon and collecting it, this is an awesome product to be utilizing, and I'm excited to buy it. And I do, like I said, Pio, I do want the actual physical because, and I want to go to one of these framing places because I think it's a nice diversification of art that's hanging on the wall. Like most people, A, I don't have a lot of people that are over here, but B, there's something that like Damien Hirst does not inherently represent me as a character, but like
that's a pretty cool piece.
It is really cool. I'm excited about it primarily because it's worth something. And then the other thing, like, but I also think like a Super Soaker to me, it means something, and someone that's my age and like lived through that is gonna say, hey, I had that thing and I want that. So that's why I think this is really cool, and I love what they're doing over here. The technology that they've had to go through, we were talking about just the engineering side of it. It's a pain in the ass to build these sorts of things, and they've done a great job. They're built on Polygon, is where the NFTs exist, but really, I think this is the future of NFTs, frankly. And they are the only or one of the few. We've had people that have done this with wine and liquor that we've had on our show, but I think this is hands down the best implementation of this sort of collectibles product. So like if you're trying to have a diversified portfolio of collectibles, this just makes sense. So that's why I'm buying one of these and I hope I have more than one allow list for this.
You don't.
Okay.
You only got one, buddy. Real quick, I totally agree with Nick. And also, like, when you frame the physical collectibles, it's pretty dope. That frame shop I referenced earlier, that's near where Nick lives, they got like a tennis racket framed in a really cool way. They got like a pair of boxing gloves framed in a really cool way. It looks dope. Courtyard is, in all seriousness, is basically like one of the best NFT companies because they're doing something that actually has a real use case, and that other people like theorized the idea of. People are like, yeah, theoretically you could do this. Courtyard's like actually doing it and making it viable as a business, which is huge.
I think it's super cool. And yeah, to your point, they're doing exactly what we've been discussing about NFTs. And a lot of people are trying to figure out, how do you connect the physical with the NFT? Which I think is a gap here. What they've done is the most practical approach to this is we just store it for you.
Yeah.
But I'm open. Some of the reach cards. Do you have that site pulled up?
Chase cards.
Chase cards. Like I'd love to share what those are because the pricing on those are crazy. I'm hoping obviously to win one of those. Please God, give me one of those rare ones. That would be so sick.
Nick,
yeah, we dropped a thread yesterday of the top.
You want to pull it up on the screen so we can see it?
What I'm doing right now. So we did a top 5 power ranking of the. Not all of them necessarily were just by price, but just we had the expert kind of on Courtyard let us know what the top 5 potential were, and we kind of ranked them based off of that.
Charizard is what I like. I'm looking for.
Sick. A 1999 vintage Charizard. That's sick. 9 out of 10. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got the Mewtwo. We got the Shadowless base set Venusaur. To be honest, I was such a rookie. We did a live stream with Courtyard and Easy and their expert.
Them. You're scrolling through them. I want to see what the others are, and I want to hear about your live stream. But what's this one?
Japanese 2016
skull
promo card. It's a promo card.
What?
So it was very select situations that card was rolled out. And it's a 10. So that's a BGS 10.
2.5 grand for that card.
So, and then what's the next one? This is the number one.
OG 99 Blastoise hollow. Let's go.
I didn't realize that Blastoise, it doesn't look hollow is the thing that I'm confused about. But the Blastoise, so
first edition, by the way.
Is Blastoise like a rare character?
He's one of the OG 3.
Yeah, third evolution of the 3 starters.
This wasn't as popular of a character in the Pokemon Go game, though, I feel like.
I mean,
Pokemon Go's a little new, man.
All right. Well, that's where I got into Pokemon. So there you go.
You're not just going to catch a Blastoise in the wild, dude. You got to catch a Squirtle. Then you evolve them into a War Turtle.
Oh, well, the Squirtles are easy to get.
Well, Bunny remembered the second evolution of Squirtle. Impressive.
I mean, knowing the evolution. So what were you going to say, Clemente? You were kind of.
Yeah, if you have if you're minting today, all you need to do is you need to connect the same wallet you have connected to the nifty.com/settings, and then connect it to Courtyard. And sorry, God, these comments are distracting me. But basically, all you need to do is either have
Nick, this is painful.
USDC on Polygon, or you can just mint with Apple Pay, your credit card, Google Pay, whatever it is you want to use. And last thing I'll say is, Pio, we were talking about Machi getting double doxed yesterday. I emailed people with my Gmail, and it has my full government Chilean name on it. People were tweeting it at, yo, Clemente, bro, thanks for emailing me. Tweeting out my government name. It was a disaster.
I'm glad that happened. That's good. Get it out there.
Real quick with the why is me saying is that a rare character such a strange thing?
Because people are like, they're basically, you not knowing Blastoise is like not knowing that you have to dribble in basketball in terms of like Pokemon knowledge. It's like, it basically just shows that you're just like the rookie, like Affiliation.
I know nothing about Pokemon, like, to be clear, because I'm old. Okay. Like, I'm older than Pokemon. So that's like the reality here is that these weren't cool during my time.
Well, you were already like 18 when they came out.
I was out smoking weed, player. Like, that's what I was focused on in life when everyone was playing Pokemon. I was like trying to get some fresh dank. That was like the objective at that point in time.
There you go. Well, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Nick was smoking weed when other people were playing Pokemon. Very, very positive.
Because I was just very deeply depressed because of, I won't dive into it, but yeah, that's what was going on.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 12 p.m. Eastern time, courtyard.io for the BoDoggos and Courtyard collab drop. We've been waiting for this for quite a while. Public sale at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Don't smoke marijuana because of deep issues that you have with family situations that you couldn't control. Go to courtyard.io and buy part of the drop here. That is courtyard.io, 12 p.m. Eastern time. The chase cards go crazy. We just showed the 5 chase cards. Charizard from 1999. First edition hollow Blastoise from 1999, some wild 2016 Pikachu from Japan that's worth $2,500. Damn, that's some crazy shit right there on Courtyard. It's on Polygon. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and by the way, we're giving away 2 of these packs. Follow the instructions in the pinned tweet. 1 from the BoDoggos account, 1 from Nick's account. Just retweet the video of Nick running around giving people money in Washington Square Park. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. If you want to listen to it on a podcasting app at 1.25x speed. If you want to watch the video feed's available on X platform, also available on YouTube. Big shout out real quick to the YouTube commenters, always making the show fun. Everybody's just completely cooking Nick nonstop. Big's just waiting. Shout out to Brownsville, Brooklyn. He said Nick was in the chess club. That's a very Big's comment.
For 1 year, and I actually wasn't doing very well because I didn't have the patience I just kept trying to repeat that 3-move or
4-move checkmate, which sounds like your personality. I played Nick in chess before. Nick is incredibly good at a lot of things. Chess is not one of them. I whip his ass consistently. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Trevor Owens, my buddy and our investor, has beat me twice, which is complete bullshit. And I need to face him again because he's 2-0 against me, which is trash. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be back tomorrow. 12 p.m. Eastern time today is that Courtyard drop. Check out the Pokemon cards.